Moving on to other stories, South Korea and the U.S. were set to sign an agreement early Tuesday to start talks on the potential deployment of a THAAD battery on the Korean Peninsula. But the highly anticipated event was abruptly delayed. Seoul said that a little more time was needed to make some final adjustments. Connie Kim brings us the latest.
South Korea and the U.S. have abruptly delayed signing an agreement on setting up a joint working group that'll discuss the deployment of an American terminal high-altitude area defense system to South Korea. Seoul announced a postponement Tuesday, shortly before the accord was scheduled to be signed. This setback is gaining attention as it coincides with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's meeting with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry in Washington. China has long been against the deployment of a THAAD system in South Korea, given that the radar system can cover half of its mainland area.
The postponement is seen as an act to refrain from provoking China ahead of a meeting to adjust the level of sanctions on North Korea from the UN Security Council.
China's strong opposition was echoed by its ambassador to South Korea. Chu Go-hong warned the deployment could destroy Seoul-Beijing ties, adding that Seoul should thoroughly consider whether its security will be guaranteed. Seoul and Washington have maintained that the U.S.-made missile defense system will only be used against North Korean missiles. Deterring against the North's threats has risen as a focus between the two allies in the wake of Pyongyang's latest nuclear and long-range missile tests. Seoul and Washington are set to discuss details about cost-sharing and location of a THAAD system deployment when talks get underway, but experts say China may be holding up the process. Many are watching to see whether a compromise can be reached with Beijing in bringing the U.S.-made anti-ballistic missile system to South Korea. Connie Kim, Arirang News.